What's up guys and welcome back to Software Art Resolutions, and today we're talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Season 1, and we got about 30 days left of the season before Season 2 gets released. If you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if this video works for you, or if you would like to see an FPS boost guide for Season 2. That's going to come out in the next 30 days. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people are experiencing a lot of stuttering in the game, FPS loss, and a shit gameplay experience, and the game also crashes to the desktop with all the new game modes and stuff like that. Now, if you are experiencing any of these things happening to your game right now at this very moment, all you're going to need to do is follow my guidelines and you should be good to go. Let's jump straight into this video. Let's not make it long. Let's make it short, sweet, and simple. Let's get to the points that you're going to need to do and do the steps that I'm going to show you, and you should be good to go to play this game perfectly fine. All right, let's jump straight into this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see, we are in the display settings right now, and this is something I just want to point out is this over here. A lot of people don't know what to select inside here, so basically let me spoon feed the people that don't know what the fuck's going on here, because a lot of people do go and watch other YouTubers and stuff like that, and they'll maybe give you the wrong information. Now, it's very easy and simple to choose something inside here depending on your specific rig that you are running. You could be running a low-end machine to a medium-end machine to a high-end machine to a NASA fucking launching nuclear missile machine. I don't care if you're launching nuclear missiles. I honestly don't give a fuck. I'm here to help out every single person in the community as best I can. Now, number one is, all you need to do is literally open your fucking eyes and read on the right-hand side what these do. That's all you need to do, is select one of these things by reading what the fuck they do, okay? Now, currently at this very moment, everyone is saying that you need to play this game in full screen exclusive, that you need to play it in full screen exclusive because it gives you less input latency and stuff like that. Now, right now at this very moment, with the new season and the new updates and everything, it's full on bullshit. Yeah, for some machines with, I don't know, gaming monitors and you capping your refresh rate and stuff like that, then I would highly recommend, if you have one screen and you're capping your refresh rate and stuff like that and your FPS, then you go ahead and choose full screen exclusive. But for most people out there, right now at this very moment, full screen borderless runs perfectly fine. But yet again, this is going to be your own personal preference. All right. Now, windowed mode is something that a lot of people use with lower end machines. If you have a lower end machine and you know you got one, I highly recommend that you go ahead and choose the windowed option. It will actually give you a performance increase with FPS, and it actually does help the game run a little bit better. So I highly recommend go ahead and choose this if you're running a budget gaming machine or budget gaming laptop. Please go ahead and do that. Or all you need to do is open your fucking eyes and read what it says on the right hand side. All right, let's jump to the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so something I want to point out is this over here as well, and I really just want to point this out. Display gamma. A lot of people go ahead and put this at 2.4. Please don't do this. You really don't need to put this at 2.4. The only reason why you would put this at 2.4 is if you're running a TV like me. Here you go. This is my setup. This is what I'm running. Now, this is the machine I'm currently running, so that's why I have this at 2.4. But if you're running a monitor or display unit, like a screen or a laptop display, you're going to choose 2.2, not 2.4. Don't make the mistake by choosing 2.4 because it's only meant for TVs and not monitors. Please go ahead and change this to 2.2 immediately. Don't put this at 2.4. You do not own a TV. If you do, then you put it at 2.4. All right. Brightness, put it at 60%. Just don't leave it at its defaults, because there's a lot of characters, like I'm literally using a dark character. It's very hard to see if your brightness is at 50%. So there's a lot of people that plays on console that don't, like for instance, up their brightness and stuff like that, and I hide in a little corner and I literally watch the enemies run right past me because they can't see me because I'm the null character and he's completely black. So right now, this very moment, I highly recommend please go ahead and boost your brightness just a little bit up to like 60 or 65%. Just don't let it be harsh on your eyes. All right. Constant mouse to game window. This is something debatable. If you want to put this on, you can leave it on. Then it can only be stuck on one screen. If you have multiple screens, it won't leave the screen. Okay. If you have one screen, there's no point in this at all. You can put it on or off. If you put this on and you only have one screen, it won't do jack shit. And Jack left town, so what's the fucking point? Anyways, NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, I'll highly recommend that you go ahead and open your eyes once again and read on the right hand side what these do. Now, at this very moment, for me, as a YouTube content creator and reading up on Reddit and social media platforms and stuff like that with people with different types of machines like Ryzen and AMD, Intel and Nvidia and all those kind of machines, they pair them up with different types of components. I highly recommend that you run your game right now at this very moment with the new season and the new updates on Plus Boost. Go ahead and run it on Plus Boost. It gives you the most performance out of your machine. It juices out all the performance out of your CPU and your GPU. It will do that for you. Trust me, try this out, and you'll see a benefit out of this game by just putting this on Plus Boost. Please go ahead and do so. Eco mode is something I just want to explain to you guys is put this at custom. Please don't put it on this or on this. Just don't. I don't know when Call of Duty became eco-friendly. Number one, the game is unoptimized and completely fucked. That is why you are watching these FPS boost guide videos. It's because you are trying to get the best performance out of your game. Now, yes, I'm here to help the community. The developers are releasing nonsense like this, eco mode, for no fuck reason. So, I highly recommend you leave this at custom and just leave it there. VSync is there for if your game is screen tearing. Literally. So, your game will look like that. It will start tearing on your screen. It's the only reason why you would put this on. And then also it would cap your FPS. If you want to cap your FPS to refresh rate of your monitor, let's say you can do 144 FPS while playing the game, okay? And you achieve more than that, let's just say 150, but you have a 144 hertz monitor and you want to cap your FPS to 144, then you put this on 100% like this. It will cap your refresh rate to 144 hertz and your FPS to 144 FPS. Now, that's if you can achieve that. If you can't achieve that and you want to just get out the most FPS out of your game and you're not getting any screen tearing whatsoever in your game, then just turn it the fuck off, alright? In the menus, I don't know who gets screen tearings in their menus, and I really don't know why you would get screen tearing in your menus in the first place, but this is mostly used for capping FPS once again to refresh rate of your monitor by putting it at 100%. But for me, I say turn it the fuck off. Alright, custom frame rate limit. A lot of people go here and they go to custom and then they put this at 300 for when it's in the game itself, the gameplay, and then they put this to like the refresh rate of their monitor. Let's say it's 144, like that, and then when you're out of the game, you put it at like 30% like this. A lot of people are saying that you need to do this so you can save your machine. I say fuck that and put this all the way to 300 on all of it and your machine won't die. Trust me on this, it won't do anything. I've been a Call of Duty player ever since I was 9 years fucking old. So don't come here with this bullshit of you need to do this, your machine's gonna burn out. Your machine's not gonna unplug itself and walk out the front door because you're overdoing things in the settings. For the love of fuck, don't listen to people that tells you that bullshit because it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Alright, show less, and you have this either at custom or unlimited. I have mine unlimited, and I leave it there. Focus mode is a pretty cool feature for Call of Duty. This is for people with multiple monitors. If I pull this all the way to 100% and apply these settings, both my right and left side screen goes completely black, and I can only focus on my main screen where my Call of Duty is being played. Now, if I pull this all the way to 0 and I apply it, I can see on my left and right hand side screen now yet again. This is for people out there with multiple monitors, and if you only want to focus on one screen. It's a cool feature, I guess. I don't know. Call of Duty literally releases the weirdest fucking features ever. That's just Call of Duty for you. They smoke crack, like lace crack. I don't know. Maybe they do worse drugs. I really don't know what the fuck they're on about. But yeah, focus mode is a nice touch, I guess. I don't even fucking use it, but I'm just saying, it's a nice touch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into the quality tab. Alright, so this is the quality tab right here, and as you all know, if you're a subscriber of mine, I use the Intel upscaling in this game. This is how I run my game, and I run it at quality like this, and I obviously have this off. This is how I play my game. I have it off, and I have my VRAM scale at 90%. Then, I have this at normal and normal with my specific rig, okay? That's how I run my game. And I like it, okay? My game looks perfectly fine. It doesn't look fucked up or anything. The textures aren't not rendering in. A lot of people has left me comments saying, yo, dude, when I use this Intel upscaling bullshit and my game looks like dog shit. Well, it's because of your rig. It's because of the components that you are currently running in your machine. It's not the same like mine, so it won't perform like mine, okay? So all my components have been overclocked. My CPU, my RAM timings have been changed, and my GPU has been overclocked. It runs perfectly fine on this upscaling. Now for you, depending on what type of machine you are running. Now let's go over them for what type of machine you are running. If you are a high-end user, you use a high-end machine, you can go with Intel, try it out, and see how it runs for you. If it runs perfectly fine and the game runs very well, your FPS looks good and the game looks good, then use this upscaling. Or you can use NVIDIA DLSS and then go here and then go to quality if you've got a good enough machine to run NVIDIA DLSS at quality. Now something I want to mention about NVIDIA DLSS is when you move, the left and right hand side of your screen starts blurring, alright? When you move. Now, obviously, you're not going to stand dead fucking still while playing this fucking game, so just put it at quality, then it won't blur so much on the left and right hand side. But when you start pushing this down to like ultra performance, please don't do that. You're going to tear out your own fucking eyes. Please don't do that. I would recommend quality or balance when it comes to NVIDIA DLSS. Now, you are still going to leave this at 90%, and then this is your own personal preference when it comes to the sharpness. Now, yet again, high-end machines. You're going to skip this option because this option just makes me want to... It's fucking bullshit. I don't even know why this is an option in here. If you have a high-end machine, let's say medium to high end, right? NVIDIA image scaling. I highly recommend you go ahead and use this if you've got a good enough machine to run this, but then you're going to need to run this at ultra quality or at native. Native makes it run at the resolution of your monitor. So 1080p, 1440p, 2K, 4K, whatever the resolution of your monitor is, it will run it at that resolution. Then the sharpness is your own personal preference, okay? And then obviously still keep this at 90%. This is for medium to high-end machines out there, and you're running this game on a medium to high-end machine, all right? Now, another one would be Fidelity FX Cache. A lot of people run high-end machines and run Fidelity FX Cache. Now, it doesn't really matter anymore on Fidelity FX Cache. You can run a low-end machine, high-end machine, medium-end machine, fucking any machine, to be honest with you, and run Fidelity FX Cache perfectly fine. That's why a lot of people are using Fidelity FX Cache. It makes the game sharper, you can see your enemies easier, and it gives you a lot of FPS inside this game. But there's other options for people out there to use to get more FPS out of the game depending on the machine that they're running. Right, now, when you run Fidelity FX Cache, you don't run this at 90, you run this at 75% like this. I highly recommend you go ahead and do this, or you run it at 65 like that. You do not need to use all that VRAM when it comes to Fidelity FX Cache, because Fidelity FX Cache doesn't use that much VRAM at all in the first place, because it just sharpens things and it makes the game much more sharper. All right, now when it comes to other upscalings like AMD FSR 1.0, this is for people out there that's running low end to medium end machines. You're going to run AMD FSR 1.0 and you're going to run it either at quality or at balance. Now obviously if you do want to get the most quality out of the game, but you're going to drop FPS, you go with ultra quality. But if you want to get the most out of your game by seeing quality and FPS, you're going to go with quality or balance, and you should be good to go when it comes to AMD FSR 1.0. The VRAM, this you're going to need to change yet again to either 65 or 75 yet again. You can go all the way down to 50 like this, which is not recommended for my GPU. So obviously you'll see that in the red like that if it's not recommended for your GPU. But if you've got a lower generation graphics card with less than 4 gigs of VRAM, or you only have 4 gigs of VRAM, I would highly recommend putting this at 50. But if you've got more than 4 gigs of VRAM, or your graphics card is a newer generation graphics card, then you're going to go with 65 over here and leave it like this for AMD FSR 1.0. Now the same applies to AMD FSR 2.1. You're going to come here and go to quality. If your machine can handle it, go to ultra quality and the game looks even better. But obviously you are losing frames, so rather put this at quality or at balance and you should be good to go. All right. Now, something I just want to mention is this over here as well. Putting this off. A lot of people are actually getting away by putting this off, but I don't recommend it. I really don't recommending it to people that is struggling with FPS, number one, or their game is like stuttering. It feels like it's stuttering. It feels like literally like your internet's fucking out, but it's not. Your machine can't handle the settings of the game because this game is so unoptimized and absolute dog shit. But just in general, it feels like your game is struggling to play. So to make your game run well, you need to use the upscaling and the sharpening. So it's going to depend on what you use inside here, depending on what machine you are running. I just went over them by telling you what you can use for what type of machine. Okay, if you have got a low-end machine, you can go with Fidelity FX Cache, you can go with AMD FSR 1.0 or AMD FSR 2.1. You should be good to go. If you go to medium to high-end machines, you go NVIDIA image scaling, NVIDIA DLSS, or the Intel one. The Intel one is really, like I said, my personal preference, and then I put this at 90%. Always put this at 90% if you're running a high-end machine or a decent enough machine, basically. And you know you can do good FPS while playing the game. All right, from here, we're going to scroll down and we're going to come here. Text to resolution. I highly recommend if you're using any upscaling like AMD FSR 1.0 or 2.1, put this at low. You do not need this to be at normal. It's only going to eat more VRAM of your graphics card and you're going to lose performance in the game. But your game won't look any worse than what it would do at normal. There's not a lot of difference between normal and low when you're running a low into a medium in machine. So go with low and your game will still look perfectly fine, but it will do more performance, more FPS. Your game will run smoother. Please go ahead and do this, alright? When you're running the Intel upscaling or you have a high-end machine, you can go with normal over here and the game basically still looks exactly the same between low and normal, but there's a slight little bit of a difference between low and normal. Now, for the people out there that needs that FPS, you're going to go with low. Just go with low and you'll get more FPS out of your game. Trust me, it will run much smoother. Texture, anisotropic, I highly recommend that you go ahead and change this from normal to low if you are getting low FPS and your game is struggling to play. Right now at this very moment my game doesn't struggle, so I put this at normal and I put this at normal with my specific rig. But when it comes to your rig and you're struggling, I would highly recommend going to low and then low over here as well, and you should be good to go. Right? Depth of field, you do not need this really. Honest to God, don't know who the fuck uses this in the first place, but yet again, it's your own personal preference. Depth of field, it's a multiplayer game. Depth of field, it's a multiplayer game. Why the fuck would you want to put this on in the first place? I would understand if you're playing the single player mode, then you can put it on, but it's multiplayer. Turn it the fuck off, alright? Detail quality level. The reason why I have this at normal is because my machine can actually handle the normal version, having this at normal, the option, right? Now, for people out there that's struggling, put it at low. There's not much visual difference. Literally, it shows you on the right-hand side in a picture what the difference looks like. Do you see a difference? I would just like to ask you that. Do you see a difference? Because there's not much difference in that picture at all. Literally, there isn't. So leave it at low, really. Go ahead and leave it at low and get more performance out of your fucking machine by using competitive settings. I'm giving you competitive settings so that your game can run better, right? Particle resolution, very low. Turn it the fuck off. I wish there was an off button, but there isn't. You have to turn it to very low and just leave it there. Don't fuck around with this. Just leave it at very low. Bullet impacts, you can obviously put it on. It doesn't have impact on your CPU, GPU, or RAM, so leave it on. Alright? The effects, you do not need to see the fucking effects in this game. Turn it the fuck off. Shader quality, low. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a lot of comments on my videos asking me, yo dude, but my gun is then gonna look like dog shit if I put this at low. No. It doesn't work like that anymore. They've updated that a while back already. You do not need to put this at high. You do not need to put this at low. Leave it at low and leave it there. There's no visual difference on your gun itself or your character. Nothing whatsoever. I've tested this multiple times in benchmarks. Leave it at low. On-demand texture streaming, I'm not going to go over this because this is a video on its own. Just open your eyes and read what the fuck this does. That's really all you need to do is actually open your fucking eyes. But I'm making it easier for you by just listening to my voice and following my guidelines. And like I said, you'll be good to go. And if this video worked for you, ladies and gentlemen, smash the motherfucking like button and leave a comment down below with some feedback saying, yo dude, this actually worked. Or yo dude, this doesn't work. Or yo dude, this upscaling makes my game run better. Whatever the case might be, leave some feedback. Smash the motherfucking like button. hip thrust the motherfucker like button. Alright, local texture streaming quality. I leave mine at normal with my specific rig that I'm currently running, and I highly recommend if you are struggling with FPS, go to low. That's all you need to do, go to low. Alright, shadow and lighting plays a massive role on losing FPS and your game stuttering. Alright, so what you're going to need to do here is this. Shadow quality, low. Screen space shadows, low. Ambient occlusion, off, always off. Leave it the fuck off. Throw your PC out the window and off. Done. Screen space reflections, off, always off. Let's say it together. Off, always off. Leave it the fuck off. Thank you. Alright. Reflection quality. Why the fuck would you want to see the reflections in this game in the fucking first place? If it's multiplayer, it is just going to be an eyesore, and obviously basically what it's going to do is it's going to take your eyes somewhere where it shouldn't be. You want your eyes to be focused on enemies, not on some detail on a fucking wall. So leave it on low, alright? Scroll down and you're going to come to this over here. Tessellation, off, always off, leave it the fuck off, and done. Volumetric quality, low. You really do not need to push this up. It only eats FPS. It only eats it. There's an impact on your GPU, medium. On your VRAM, medium. So rather leave this at low. Physics quality. I don't know why you want to see the physics in the first place. Are you going to see someone like Quantum Leap? Are you going to see like atoms in the sky? Please, for the love of fuck, you do not need to see the physics in this fucking game. You really don't need to. Honestly, if the game is unoptimized, then don't put things on that's going to make the game even worse. Alright? Weather grid volumes, turn it the fuck off. You do not need to see the weather in this fucking game. I honestly don't know why you would put this on. Water quality. There is not a lot of difference between off, water caustics, wave wetness, and all. But there's one big ass difference between off and all, or one of these options. What it's going to do is this. It's going to eat your FPS. That's all it's going to do, and you don't want that. If you want your game to run well, and your water will still look fucking normal. It's not like you're going to jump in the water and then, I don't know, you end up in Narnia land. It's not going to happen. You're not going to jump in the water. It's going to be pitch black and you can't see jack shit. That's not how this game works. Turn the water quality the fuck off. Thank you. All right. You're going to apply these settings. Once it's applied to your specific liking and your specific machine that you are running, choose the upscaling, like I said, that you want to run. Go ahead and select it. Let's jump straight into the view tab. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in the view tab right now. Now, this is your own personal preference, but I'm going to go over something. Inverted flash. Please go ahead and take advantage of inverted flash. Please go ahead and do that. Instead of your room going completely white, especially at night, where your neighbors can see, I don't know, it looks like the pearly gates is opening up through your window. Like, just turn this on, because what it will do is it will actually make the flash go black instead of white. I have a 55-inch TV. Do you know how it looks getting flashbanged with my TV in my room? It literally looks like my entire room goes white. So for anyone out there that doesn't like the flashbang going white and you want it to go black, just turn this on. Take advantage of this. A lot of people don't. So please go ahead and take advantage of it. If you don't want to, yet again, it's your own personal preference. When it comes to the view tab, it's your own personal preference on what you want to do here. But if you want to, you can copy my settings as is over here and you should be good to go. Now, we're going to go over something very, very important, which is this over here. We're going to go to interface and we're going to go to color customization. You're going to come inside here. Now, this is you. This is your own personal color, your character's color. You're going to make this to your own personal preference. Mine was always as default and I left it as default. But what I do is I make my team and my party the exact same color. So they're baby blue, right? I make my enemies magenta pink by doing this. And then you can basically just copy or I'll type that out in here. Or just copy my settings as is. And then say apply custom color. Because nothing in this game is pink except gun skins. So if someone's taking over something or you mark an enemy, pink stands out a fuck ton. And it's very easy to see your enemies then. If you've marked them or they're taking a zone or whatever the case might be, pink stands out more than any other fucking color. So go ahead and choose a color inside here. But I highly recommend going with pink over here. Scroll down, you're going to come to color filter, put this at filter 2. This will benefit you in the long run, trust me. Leave it at filter 2. It makes the game pop more and look better overall. Then it's going to be color filter target. Put this at both 100% and then 100% over here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over the most important step that you're going to need to take to apply these settings is this right over here. Let's jump straight into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important step that you're going to need to take to apply these settings into your game. All right, you're going to come to the display tab and you're going to click on restart shader preloading. You're going to click on this and click on restart. Once you click on restart like this, right, you're going to need to quit out of your game. If you're playing it on Steam or on Battle.net, then relaunch the game. All right, once you relaunch the game, at the top left corner here, it's going to say installing shaders or whatever the case might be. Let it install to 100%. Okay, once that is done, then you can start playing. Don't move your mouse, don't do jack shit. All right, don't touch your keyboard, don't move your mouse, don't do anything while the shaders are installing at the top left corner. Please don't do that. Go make you some coffee, go take a piss, go do something, go touch some grass. I don't know. Just do something while the shaders install. Okay? You don't have to sit and watch them install because it takes quite some time to apply those settings. Now, ladies and gentlemen, restarting the shader preloading is actually going to apply the settings that you just changed now to your game. But you need to then quit out of the game, come back inside the game, and let those shaders install. Ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you, smash the motherfucking like button, hip thrust the motherfucking like button. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just here to help the Call of Duty community as best I can. Hope this helped you. Smash that like button if it did. Leave a comment down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just here to help the Call of Duty community as best I can. Join my membership if you would like to become a member on my YouTube channel. And as always, if you have watched this video from the beginning to the end, leave a comment saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys, and peace out.